Greetings, everyone. I truly believe that Bob Marley can easily be seen as a prophet because since his passing so many years ago, when you look back on his music and hear the things he's talking about, is as if he's in this time. And one of the songs, or a lyric from the song that says, your best friend could be your enemy, and your enemy your best friend. It is so true. And I'm saying not to keep it negative, but to say that you see somebody's face, but you don't see their heart. Someone can be smiling in your face. Someone can seem to be, 100. And that person is very dangerous. And that's the scariest thing. I actually like people who speak their mind, people who come across as obnoxious sometimes, because at least with them you know what you're getting. But you have people who you will never ever guess that they're your true enemies. They're people who are so close to you and are doing underhanded things to you and you would never guess. That's one. Number two, I'm telling you that in the last 18 months, I had the chance to examine our people, examine individuals within the YouTube space and within Jamaica. And even though I had my own experiences, my own negative experiences with people that I know, it isn't, it wasn't until the past 18 months that I truly see who our enemy really is. We are our own worst enemy. I'm not talking about outside influence. Outside influence is always going to come. People are going to do what serves them best. People are going to go out, especially if you're a person or individuals who, like power. You're going to want to make sure you keep that. I forgot the name of the writer that said, you're the ones who rule over you will never teach you how to take the power from them, or the powerful will never teach you how to take the power from them. So that goes without saying. But when you look closely at our behavior and how we deal with each other on a daily basis, whether it's in our household or in our community or in the world per se, there is a common thread that runs in our family, our group dynamic, that you can't ignore. And one of the things that I notice in Jamaica, people will say they love you when you're poor. People will say they care for you when you got nothing. But the moment you dare to have dreams, to have something better, they start seeing you as their enemy. They're the enemy of progress. They're the enemy of you bettering yourself. Hence the story why everyone who works hard to attain success in life and it starts showing, they're moving out of the, mire and start gaining, access to certain things that we all dream about. But when you go to the top, you become the enemy. And the irony of it is, when you get to the very top, they start demonizing you and saying that it's because you're doing dark occult like situations to achieve the success you have. But if you start coming out of poverty and they can see other family members of yours still stuck in poverty, then they also use it against you. So they're confused. They can't seem to make up their mind. If you're rich, you're evil. And if you're poor, you're worthless and you have no ambition. So when you see how people are and how they think, it's so scary. That is why sometimes when people are moving from Jamaica, they keep it a secret. I have a loved one that said, I'm not telling anybody that I'm leaving Jamaica. And I didn't understand it then. I was the one who brought the news that he was going to leave. And years later, I realized that that was quite dangerous. He had his reason to say, I don't want to tell anybody. Because he said sometimes when you share your news that you're leaving, these persons, people will do bad things to you. They will hurt you. Now, when you look at your people and you look at your community and see how these ones think, how they behave towards each other, and how they automatically make somebody their enemy who is achieving what they ultimately hope to achieve, which is success. And that, to me, is very scary. Then you'll be someone who's compassionate and you go out and try to assist somebody who's less fortunate. And the very person you try to assist will then turn around and demonize you and make you their enemy. So sometimes, it would seem like someone is selfish, or we'll say in Jamaica, they're mean. But sometimes they're just trying to protect themselves, because even the ones you help will come to harm you afterwards. Now, let me tell you a story of a principal I had when I was in primary school. He took these stray boys into his household and was giving them a better life, kids that were abandoned. And one of the boys that he took into his household actually brought other criminals into his house, and he lost his life because of a child that he extended love and security to. So the problem we're having is not other people. The problem is ourselves. And you would have to go back, far back, and address this not just financially or spiritually, but you have to do psychological examination of why we are this way. Why Black people are self-destructive. Some of us try to change because some of us grow in environments that are toxic, and we try to move away from that toxicity. But at the end of the day, it follows you. And now you have to be paranoid. It's not nice to live that way, but it's best that you live your life with suspicion. Otherwise, especially when you are achieving certain kinds of success, you have to live this way, because you don't know who's coming close to you because of what you have, or the kind of link they think you can bring to their life. They're not here to support you, not really. So even in the YouTube space, you see people come out and people are saying, I love you. You're so wonderful. And when you listen to them speak, you feel so good. You get confused, not realizing that some of these ones are just pulling up a front row seat to see you fall. You're shocked to hear the very ones who are telling you that they love you. This is why I meet people and I appreciate people. I appreciate my viewers. But I'm not the type of person that anyone can come and start saying, I love you, and that gets to my head, because not even my partner could use those words to me to convince me, because love is not words. Love is action. And oftentimes I feel people get devastated when their own viewers turn on them. It is very common for our people to turn on each other. As I said before, anybody, any complete stranger can come and say something about me. And though you've been hanging with me for years, some random person come and say something, and all of a sudden you start talking. Now, here is what I'm going to say before I go. When I make my comments, I move along. Some of my videos stay up, some I take down, because it's not to tear anybody down when I mention someone's name. It's to just speak the truth about what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling, or if I feel like I have an opportunity to influence someone one way or the other. You don't have to accept my commentaries if it relates to you. When people come and they make comments under my videos, for some reason they think that, this passive aggressive thing is going to affect me. It doesn't. I expect it. I expect people to come and say whatever. But I'm going to say, you're not going to use my channel as a dumping ground. So as much as I say I don't delete comments, when I see people want attention and they don't have the courage to say what they're thinking to me, I will delete your comment. for those of you who want to come over here and drop your little shade. I have a right to speak. If you don't like what I'm saying, don't open your mouth and speak a bunch of nonsense on YouTube. If you don't want people to talk about you or to critique you or whatever, then don't put your dirty mess out on the internet. That's all I'm saying about that. As for our people, will never be better. Because guess what? We don't know how to love. We don't know how to be honest. We don't know how to really be forthright in how we claim we care and love people. We don't know nothing about love. We don't even know how to love ourselves. So I appreciate my viewers and my subscribers, but the truth is, I am very skeptical of everybody. Stay blessed.